boy Sinetta's calling me.
Okay.
I should pick that motherfucker up and be like, "What's up?" I should pick one up and be like, "Yeah, bro." Huh? Do it. Should I do it?
Yeah. You good. You good. Hey, we got it live.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, man, what's happening, Sarnetta?
I'm getting interviewed by a brother right now, a great brother in Atlanta right now.
All right, go ahead, brother. I wanted to show you something. I got a brother on right now. His name is Chief X, and his topic is the Moors who conquered Spain was not black.
He can't conquer. Listen, didn't we just had a conversation? Listen to what I'm going to tell you, because I'm getting interviewed about that same subject. Listen, you can't conquer something that was not there. Spain was not Spain until 1492. I'll call you back. Tell him that.
All right, brother. Yeah, do your thing.
Yo, that's crazy. Hey, you can't make that up.
You can't make that up. He's on the phone with somebody. I'm trying to tell you, this is what happens.
Wow.
This is easy. You can shut that down because it wasn't called Spain.
And it takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds. That's it.
Wow.
So where did people get the information from? Where?
Sabir, first off, bro, I appreciate you greatly, bro. Been following you for like 7+ years, seeing all your work, learning about our Moorish history, heritage. Ironically, it's Black History Month, right? How do you feel about like even those terms of Black History Month? How do you feel about that?
My thing is, we say Black History, but that's not what Carter G. Woodson started. Carter G. Woodson started Negro Week. He didn't start. And that's what I try to share with people. It's not Black history is no history. There is no history in Black history. So they switched it from being Black history, to Negro Week to Black History Month to erase the history because they know that we have no history under Black. That's why. But if anyone studies Carter G. Woodson's work or even went to DC, if you go to DC, you'll actually see it there too. But it's weird because in DC on the plaque it has Black history. I said, no, he's not the father of Black history. He's the father of Negro Week.
Wow.
And if you ever read his works, all his work is saying Negro. Miseducated Negro, the educated Negro, the Negro in our history is all Negro. It's not Black.
Yeah. Wow. That's heavy, bro. Come on. Bro, and look, I already know that you already know for years, decades, there's been debates about Black this, Black that. But why is it so detrimental, if you will, of using terms like Black, where we don't have a quote unquote Black land for us to even go back to sometimes? How do you feel about using that word?
Black people have no land, no history. And that's the thing about it, though. This is why I tell people, you notice they can't deport Black people.
Wow.
You know why they can't deport them?
There's nowhere to take them back.
No, because the majority of people are indigenous to this land.
Come on. Hey, that's another thing. That's a fact. Yeah.
They have to lock them up. They can't deport them to no other country. Some people here and some people was over there. So we was back. So, and during the time of slavery, they would see, you got to go before 1492. And this is why I tell people it's important to understand Spain.
Facts.
Have to understand Spain and understand history before 1492. So they didn't even know how to navigate over here. So when I was overseas, I went to Columbus, one of Columbus Place houses in Spain. Wow. So he was financed by Isabella and Ferdinand. People understand it. So he was over here multiple times before. I think he made like 3 or 4 voyages. Wow. But he had us on the ship with them. We was the navigators. So we were already coming back and forth before the European or Columbus came here. So when Columbus came, he saw us on the land. And the ones that was here went back with him or went back to Spain, vice versa. So the ones that got stuck here during slavery. Now remember, they say slavery started when?
1619. That's what they try to say.
It was way before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you study history, have you ever heard of the Mandine Charter?
I was just about to ask you about that. Yeah, I was just about to ask you about that.
Study that. So if they see us fighting one another, and you know what's funny? Because Nas and Damon Marley has a song called Tribal Wars. People don't pay no attention to that. And this song is called Tribal Wars. We were fighting amongst one another. So when they saw us fighting amongst one another, they said, we can give him arms, not that person. We can't give them arms. So we're going to give them arms to fight against this one right here. It's the same thing that's happening today, even in the so-called. It's the exact thing that's happened. So there was a book I brought back from Spain. It was called The Alhambra Told the Children. And it talked about us was we were fighting one another, and the Europeans took advantage of it. European Christians took advantage of it, and they actually conquered us and split us. It's the same scenario that's going on, bro. And that's why I said we have to go before 1492. We have to for that, because before that we didn't call ourselves black people. In Spain they say Negro or Moor or Moor. Like even that term Moor, they say, "Oh, brother, Moor is an English term." It is. It is. Just like black is an English term. But if you go back, I mean, just think about it. It's black is an English term. It's not an ancient term.
Yeah.
But go back. What was first? Was it Spanish, Latin, or English? Which was first?
Latin goes before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be nigger then, right? Nigger. Wow. Then Spanish would be Negro, and then black English, right?
Right.
Okay. It's very simple. So if we go back before that, they were Moors. Follow me?
Yeah.
Moors. What's that mark that just popped up there? I just seen a thumbs up.
Oh, was a thumbs up?
Yeah, what was that thumbs up on there?
Oh, I didn't even see that either. Hold on. Let me make sure I turn off notifications. See if that's probably something that popped up. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they was like, hey, thumbs up. You must be saying something, right?
Hey, it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But if you ever read the book, this book right here, Nature Knows No Color Line, brother, I tell everybody to read it for this whole month. It will open so much to you. I took this overseas with me, and I took this overseas with me. Portuguese. And
West Africa. Got you.
So when you study the Atlantic slave trade, it was with them, the Portuguese. Wow. Africa. Oh yeah, they did a study in Claremont University in California. You can look it up online. It says Portuguese and West African slave trade.
Wow.
And it's a matter of fact, it says the Moors. It actually says it like that. The Moors, but those people that were Moors was denationalized, and this is what people don't understand. And then the term of Negro, black, and color was placed on us. I'm from Philadelphia. The oldest capital is in Philadelphia.
That's correct.
That is the oldest capital. So in Philadelphia, that's where the nationality was stripped at, right there. And they said this. They said if we could remove the fezzes and the turbans from their heads, generations down the line, they will never remember. And that's what they've done. They removed the fezzes and the turbans. So that's used to this day. That's why we run out of somebody's Black History Month. But when you study W.E.B. Du Bois, when you study Carter G. Woodson, when you study these people, all of them in their works talks about the Moors, but they had to leave the United States to go over there to find it.
Wow.
Read what is it called? Carter G. W.E. Du Bois' book is called Africa's. I'm trying to remember the name of the book, Africa World or something like that. And he speaks about the Moors. You remember he resided over there. He went overseas.
Wow.
His book is over there.
Wow.
It's documented. They know. So I don't, my thing, I don't mind if somebody calling themselves back, but that's not who we are. That's not.
Yeah. Like that's heavy, bro. That's heavy. Seeing you with Amadeus Christ, that's my man. Seeing y'all in Spain.
Hold up. Yeah, we open this. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, Out of Darkness. Come on, bro. Hey, you bodied that doc, man. Seeing you all those great projects, bro. And man, on this channel, bro, you said something. It was like super heavy. I'm in Spain, but I'm in Africa. I'm like, yo, that's a bar. Yeah. Why should we view Spain and know that Spain is also Africa? It's not just Europe. You know how we have this like misnomer of thinking that Spain, that's like white people's land, Europe. But instead, no, it's Africa as well.
Well, because this is the thing. Even now, they having an argument if Europe is a continent now. If you notice that,
right.
I don't know if you saw the argument. It's an argument going on with this. They talking about it. It's not. It's African.
Wow.
But you can literally take a ferry ride from Tarifa at the tip of Spain and go directly into Morocco. Wow. You can literally sit on the tip of Tarifa and look into Morocco.
That's heavy.
And you have to go experiences. Like I'm in the West Coast. I'm in Long Beach. I can look. There's a place called Catalina Island, and you can look. Most people don't even know is an island called Catalina Island.
Wow.
In California. You can literally look directly on Catalina Island. The same distance between Catalina Island and Tarifa in Morocco is the same distance. I rode both of them.
That's crazy.
So is Catalina Island California? It is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think it's Morocco, Spain. Same
It's the
distance.
same. I see.
So
Wow.
not different at all, but people don't know that. You can literally drive directly into Portugal, bro. If you in Spain, all of it's connected to one. Certain parts is covered with bodies of water because you got to remember the time frame. Certain parts are underwater. Like if you go to Texas, they say every time it rains in Texas, it seeps down further and further.
Wow.
In certain Texas, people don't even know that. So over a period, it could be underwater. There's parts of Tunis that was underwater when I was there, and now it's a desert. So what's underneath the water, underneath the sea? What's underneath the sand, ain't it?
Right.
If you go, okay, you think it can't happen?
Jeez.
So we're not being taught geography at all in school. But this is the one thing that the European do. He goes there, and this is also what Carter G. Woodson saying. Since we in so-called Black History Month, he said a black teacher is nothing but a white teacher. That's what he said. Carter G. Woodson's work. He said a black teacher is nothing but a white teacher. So we're still being taught by the same European or the same oppressor.
Come on.
So what are we being taught different?
Yeah.
But no black people. They're Moors. Well, brother, I'm not a Moor because the Moors enslaved us. We enslaved each other too. We did the same thing. When we killing each other right now, same thing. It's nothing different.
Yeah.
Same.
Wow, that's heavy. And bro, on that same standpoint, you know, as well, we'll have black college professors, but they'll be teaching about black history starting in 1619, but not talking about prior to 1619, not talking about 7/11. Why do you think our black scholars rather don't want to talk about life before 1619?
Because their paycheck determines the amount of truth they're willing to tell.
Wow, there you go. Yeah.
Their paycheck determines the amount of truth you're willing to tell. And that's what's going on. You can go beyond 1619, brother. And if you really look at the history around that time frame, the first slaves here in the United States were Europeans. They were white people. This is a fact. They were white people. Yeah. But we ignore that. And there was laws in the 1800s, right? Anyone this up. There was laws in the 1800s in Louisiana that black people, Negroes, was forbidden to buy white people.
Oh, wow.
And they made another law. Oh, it's real, brother. This is why I tell people, read Carter G. Woodson's book, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. It's in his book. Or you can Google it. Or read books on Carter G. Woodson. Wow. He said it in his works. He has a book called African World or something like that. Carter G. Woodson got masses of books, but I'm just trying to think of, because I'm not home. Masses of that he actually explains these things, brother. It's called African World something African World on the lines of Carter G. Woodson's books, but you can actually Google his books. Let me see if I can pull this out. It's called African World. Carter G. Woodson. So he says it in his books, but what happens? We don't talk about that. You don't hear no people talking about that book. Why would they? Because if they start talking about his books and his works and what he did, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the name of the book in a minute. Dang, he got a lot of books, bro.
Yeah, he was working, during this time period. That's amazing.
You know, he didn't even have no children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he didn't have no children.
Wow.
This was his baby. This exactly was his baby. And the sad part about this, I went into Howard's library.
Yeah.
And I find no books on him, bro. The only book they had in there was The Miseducation of the Negro.
I figured. Yep. I figured.
That's the only book.
Yeah.
Only book that they had on him. Damn, the Negro. If you look online, you'll see all his stuff on here.
Wow.
You know, but they don't talk about Carter G. Woodson.
Man.
But he was an outcast in his last days because he started waking up. And I'm gonna tell you, this is what's going to happen to most of the black scholars, even the ones that we know.
Yeah.
They're forced to deal with the truth, bro. It's coming.
Yeah.
They're going to be forced to deal with this, fam. And I'm being 100 with you. And I'm watching it unfold right now. Yeah. So the educators are not going to touch on any of this information pertaining to the Moors. This is why you don't hear them talk about the Moor that was a slave at Harvard. There was a Moor slave at Harvard University. That's why I went to Harvard University to find it.
Yeah, I heard about that story before.
You follow me? I spoke on this, 5 years?
Wow.
Not one of the black scholars ever said that. You know why? Because if they touch this history of the Moors, it will open up Pandora's box.
Wow.
But we are in the information age right now, and that's why I said it's going to come.
That's right.
Going to come.
That's right. Oh man, hey, it's getting good, bro. So I would say during the time, let's say of like between 7-11 before 1492, what was going on in Spain during that time period with the Moors?
Flourishing. We actually alchemy. The oldest university in the world was by a sister. Why don't we talk about that, Fatima?
Wow.
But in Spain, we civilized everybody in Spain.
Yeah.
If you, this is why I tell people, and I just got off the phone talking to my nephew. I said, you gotta travel. The key is
for sure.
You have to go to the sea. Listen, from medicine, Ibn Sina. You have Blackbird. I'm getting ready to do a webinar on Blackbird. Are you familiar with Blackbird?
No, I'm not.
Zadia?
I'm not.
So there's, and I'm gonna link you to it. When I do this video, my webinar, I'm gonna bring you in on it. Blackbird, and I don't want to give too much because I'm gonna have people coming on the web explain this to you. Blackbird is the reason why you have 3-course meals, why you change clothes during certain seasons, why you toothbrush. I'm not lying. So he was the one that was singing. He was from Iran. It was a brother. He was from Iran, which is Persia. Iran is Persia.
Yeah.
We were right. So he went and did the play for Abdul Rahman in Kodak. It was a whole lot of stuff behind it. So we had all of these things, the flutes, the dressing, the foods, the how you lay your plates out, brother. All this was us. Wow. So we had all of these things, the oud guitar, which he was playing, which is oud is an oil also. Oud is made wood. So they made stuff out of wood.
Wow.
When I told them, you can literally see them making the guitars out of literally like shells or pieces of wood, bro. You have to understand that you got to go, brother, to see the street. And he has a school in Cordoba, Spain that is still there. It's from everybody around the world still go to the school. It's called Zadia.
Wow.
Zadia school, the music school. Everybody in the world goes there to go see that.
Wow.
Every year. But we had everything that was already there, brother. So everything that the Europeans has done, they got it from us. It was not Spain, it was called El Andalus. Spain, how could, and this is the weird part, how could people say that the Moors conquered Spain when it wasn't Spain?
That's a fact. Yeah, that's true.
I heard Charlemagne. Yeah. Well, you mean when the Moors conquered Spain, the Moors didn't conquer anything. They went back and take it back. Yeah. It was called El Andalus. It was called. So do that and say it was called Spain. No, the history books wrote it in. And this is why I say majority of history teachers or scholars, they repeat exactly what the European is saying instead of going to places and studying it. And also, on what comes out of there, you should look these people up. Actually, Ibn Abbas Ibn Fanas. Abbas Ibn Fanas is from Cordoba. He was a Moor, the first one that flew before the Wright brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a crater on space named after him. They have a Maybach named after him. It's a Maybach car. If you Google Abbas, 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 Ibn, Firnas, Ibn Abbas Ibn Furnas, and look up Maybach, right? You're going to see it. If you look up Abbas Furnas, crater in the moon, you're going to see it also. He was the first person, and that's why I said we take our flight for granted, not knowing they were Moors.
Come on.
These that we should be teaching our people for this month, not slaves. Because everything this European has gotten, or the so-called white man has gotten, they got it from us, but they didn't get it from black people. They'll say, oh, black people invented it. No, black people didn't invent anything. They were invented. You don't even get it. They were invented by the European.
That's a bar. Yeah.
I'm just being real.
Yeah. Wow.
Being real with y'all. Because if you go to history, you will understand who these people were.
Right.
And that's why they can't talk about it. Like I said, the oldest university on the planet is not Timbuktu. I went to where she was from, Fatima. She was from Tunis in North Africa, and she opened the school up in Fez, Morocco. I was there in both of them. Wow. Why aren't we talking about that? Right? She's African.
Wow. Hey, we trying to hide those things, man, bro. That's heavy. And speaking about trying to hide things, right? On YouTube and even in like History Channel, you would see white scholars talking about during the Dark Ages, there's missing time in our records, our history. But then I'm like, it's so convenient that it's in between 711 to 1492. Why are there all of these quote unquote missing documents and artifacts and historical accounts?
It wasn't the Dark Ages for us. It was the Dark Ages for them, because they was it was the Golden Ages for us. That's why it wasn't. This is why you got. It's a book called "When the Moors Ruled Spain." The Golden Age of the Moors. The Moors in Spain, the Moors after Spain. So it wasn't the Dark Ages for us, brother. It was the illuminated ages for us, because we was teaching. They're the ones that was in the dark. We took them and straightened them up and made them upright.
Yeah.
They would bend over, walking on all fours, brother. And people don't even understand the stories behind that girdle, or like the girdle that the women wear.
Yeah.
The girdle to have their back straightened up.
Wow.
Slouch over. If you ever notice, when people get older, the white people, Europeans get older, they start slouching.
Yeah.
We taught how to sit upright like this.
Yeah.
So the girdle was to actually have your back straight.
Yeah.
If you ever pay attention, it was to keep your back straight, because they would slouch over.
Had strings to pull you back. Yeah.
That's what it was. We taught this. We taught all that.
Wow.
All of it. So of course they're going to say it was the Dark Ages. No, it wasn't the Dark Ages. It was the Golden Age. We did all of the science. We looked at the stars and knew what time it was.
Yeah.
And from the Moors, all of it.
Yeah. Come on, bro. That's good. In America, man, what was going on this side during that time period? Because, most scholars talk about what was going on in Spain, but what was also happening over here in America as well during the time period?
Basically the same thing.
Wow.
The thing was, when I was in Grenada, for instance, right? I was in Grenada, and this dude never, ever came to the United States. He pulled me aside and said, he was telling me about a mosque that was in Peru.
Wow.
I said, yo, it's crazy. Like, Muslim brother, he said, do you know it's a mosque that's in Peru and Cuba? This is what he said to me. I said, what? He said, no, they've been there. He said, we was going back. Now, this is the conversation I'm having with them while I'm over there in Grenada. He said, there's a pyramid that's in Peru and it's a pyramid in Cuba. And I said, what? He said, yes, because mind you, he didn't know me from Adams. But when I started talking about the history, he pulled me to the side and he started telling me about this. He said, no, go look it up. Go find this information. Watch what you say. So we were coming back and forth. So we was building. Remember, you got to remember, brother, there was the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of that stuff you can walk across at one time. You can travel across that. Listen, I tell people, listen to the Osley Brothers song, Voyage to Atlantis. I will always come back to you. So what was they? And first, Atlantis is actually a Greek word. It's not. What language is it? So before, it's called the Ethiopian Ocean or the Ethiopic Ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, look it up. It's called the Ethiopic Ocean. So when they came in, they started changing things. Like if you have Ibn Sina, for instance, right? They would give him a Latin name, Avicenna. But you would never, now it's Latinized, you would never know he was a Muslim. You see what I'm saying? All of the people or the scholars, they would change their names to Latinized names. So you wouldn't know them, who they are. So where do we go? South America, Latin America.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? It's a whole connection to all of them. So they had to change the people and take from who they are. And they set amongst us, all the Moors, whether they was on this side or that side, they set and said, listen, we got to get rid of this. It reminds me of the story of the Long Ranger, for instance. I don't know if you remember the last Long Ranger that came out. Remember the last Long Ranger came out with, who was it? Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp. Yeah, he was in that one. Yeah.
So remember when they took the Europeans in, there was a scene in there, and they took the Europeans in because they was hurt, right? They took them to a cave, Tonto, took them to where the silver was at. And what did he say? He said, you know what? Now, mind you, we took them in, took care of them. He took them to a cave, and he gave, I think it was a watch that he gave him. And what he went back and killed this whole tribe because they wanted silver. That's what happened. You got to remember the smallpox, bro. They gave them smallpox. You see what I'm saying? Those Indians was nothing but us. They were still more. because the word Indian means indigo.
Yeah.
So they were Moors. I did a new in 2003, brother, talking about how we are still confused about our Indian and Moor connection in America, right? What is going on? So they only changed the names and they changed how they was going to present it to the people. And this is why I did the same thing with the Black History, my brother. It's not a secret what they're doing, bro. So erase the history. We're going to call them Black people. They have no history. That's all they have done.
That's excellent. Yeah. Wow. Wow. In film too, right? You could always see in like certain films, they'll try to like reference Moorish history here and there. Fargo is a show that had Chris Tucker in it on Hulu. At the very end of the scene, they had this picture. Chris Tucker, I think he was killed or like somebody was, and it panned and it showed this Moorish chief, and he had a sword, everything. And I'm like, yo,
Eric's too.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, in film, it's always shown. White directors are always showing it, but then we don't see because we don't know, right? Why do you think white people always try to drop like small gems in film sometimes, knowing that sometimes they ain't even gonna see it?
Well, they did it in a lot of movies, brother. It's only for those that can't. Black Knight with Mark.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They called Will Smith Wild West Blackamoor. You see what I'm saying? They're telling you, but telling you. But it's only for those. But and this is why when you study Frantz Fanon's work, Frantz Fanon, the oppressor will oppress the oppressed until the oppressed eventually oppresses himself. The oppressor will oppress the oppressed until the oppressed oppresses themselves. So that's happening with us. So they already know you don't know this. So now what we do is pay a couple of people to go out here and promote the same propaganda. But they're going to put it in front of you. Right? Oh, they don't know that they're Moors. They think the Moors are Arabs. They think the Moors are Arabs. That's what they think. The Moors are Arabs. Nah, bro. Nah. And that's why you have to go see it. All their what else? Another movie that's Robin Hood.
Oh, Robin Hood for sure. Yeah, you're right. The first one, the second one, with Jamie Foxx, OG one. You know, Morgan Freeman.
I do know with Morgan Freeman because his name in and of itself means Morgan is a free man.
Wow, come on. You just break down, the whole root of the name. Wow, that's excellent. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Wow. Arab, man. That was actually going to be my next question. Seeing that book, The Unknown Arab, in classes, you know, you'll hear people try to say, "Oh, Jesus, he was an Arab," or Arabs ruled Spain. Sometimes, they try to say things like that. Seriously. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Yeah. So Arabs, of course, through media propaganda, we'll always have this like set in our brains connotation of you think it's a person from the quote unquote Middle East, Middle Eastern, right? But not thinking that it's regular people who look just like me and you, right? When did this whole phenomenon, if you will, of Arabs being associated with Middle Eastern start?
What, do you ever heard of this thing called MENA? It's MENA.
No, I haven't. Look
it up when you get a chance. It's called MENA. I think it's Middle East North Africa. That's what it stands for. Middle East North Africa.
Gotcha.
That started because there is no such thing as the Middle East.
Right.
It don't exist. So they had to create it. And I believe it was in 1940, if I'm not mistaken.
It was from Great Britain, right?
Yeah, it's MENA. Because there was also a guy named what is his name? Trying to think of his name. He actually made a movie behind him too, Lawrence of Arabia.
Wow.
Yeah. They made a movie behind him. And what happened, he was traveling and infiltrating all of the African countries. It's stuff that happened with Britain, brother. And this is why most people, if you notice, in certain African countries, they speak French. If you notice that, they was by the French. Most Moroccans, most Tunisians, most people from Senegal, they was conquered by them. But the Arabs, dark people, so they created this thing called MENA. It's MENA, it's MENA, Middle East, North Africa. So that's what they carved off. I started calling the people from. I said, how could you call somebody from Tunis, which ain't nowhere near that motherfucker, right? Wow. The Middle East. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they are calling them Arabs. But Arab only truly means like a noble person or a traveler.
Wow.
That's what it means. It's a noble person. In Hollywood, I have a book called TV Arabs. It's a book called it's really a book called TV Arabs.
Wow.
And so what happens, even in Tariq Berry's book, he's explaining that when you talk to the people, the original Arabs, they darker than you. The original Tippo Tip was one. Tippo Tip also had slaves. He was an Arab.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
He had slaves. So so the Arabs were us.
Yeah.
They were people that they only amalgamated with us or mixed with the French or mixed with the British. That's all they've done.
Point, bro. Hey, I forgot about him, man. Hey, that's an excellent point.
Yeah, Tippo Tip.
Yeah.
It's a whole brother. You have from Senegal, you have Sudan, the Arabs, you have all of these people. They were Arabs. Mansa Musa was an Arab.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't they praise Mansa Musa? He was an Arab.
Wow. That's right.
So what Arabs are, and nobody said, what Arabs are we talking about? You allowed them to do that because of television. And this, when they was going overseas, they was literally saying, oh, shoot, no, we can't have that. Well, we got to, who controls Hollywood? Yo, let's make this person the Arab. No, they never show you the darkness. But if you go, and I believe in the southern parts of Egypt, Aswan, in the darker part where we are, you will actually see the Arabs there.
Wow.
You will actually see there.
Wow. Come on, bro. That's good, man.
Boy, Sinetta is calling me.
Okay.
I should pick that motherfucker up and be like, what's up? I should pick that up and be like, yeah, bro. Huh? Do it. Should I do it?
Yeah. You good. You good. Hey, we got it live.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, man. What's happening, Sinetta?
I'm getting interviewed by a brother right now, a great brother in Atlanta right now.
All right. Go ahead, brother. I wanted to show you something. I got a brother on right now. His name is Chief X, and his topic is the Moors who conquered Spain was not black.
He can't conquer. Listen, didn't we just had a conversation? Listen to what I'm going to tell you, because I'm getting interviewed about that same subject. Listen, you can't conquer something that was not there. Spain was not Spain until 1492. I'll call you back. Tell him that.
All right, brother. Yeah, do your thing.
Yo, that's crazy. Hey, you can't make that up.
You can't make that up. He's on the phone with somebody. I'm trying to tell you, this is what happens.
Wow.
This is easy. You can shut that down because it wasn't called Spain.
And it takes 2 seconds.
2 seconds. That's it.
Wow.
So where did people get the information from? Where?
And Sabir, real quick, on that standpoint, right? Let's say that you'll have this person trying to go against you, agitators saying the Moors who conquered Spain were not black.
I'll be
Can
like,
you just break that down? Right?
They weren't. You see how simple that was? Not black.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
Wow.
Define black to me.
And it stumps them right there.
There you go. But they'll have an argument with nothing. It's a wasteless argument. Black. So what does a black person look like?
Wow.
Now, if you said African, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with that. Because this is the thing. People in Africa, they may do that now, but they never refer to themselves as black people.
Right.
They'll say, I'm Sudanese, I'm Ethiopian, I'm Kenyan. Follow me? That's what they'll say. They never say black. They only use the word black is when you go there. And and then they'll say I'm black, just to relate. It's just like if I go to Cali, right? And I may say something, or you come to Philly and say John or what it do. We know you're relating now. You see what I'm saying? So if I use black, they're relating to you.
Right.
But that's what you are.
Yep.
So no, the Moors are not black, and I agree with it. They're not. If you said that, you're like, cool, I'm with it.
Yeah.
That wasn't complicated what I just said. It was simple. Because black and African is not synonymous. They're not synonymous terms. But Moor and Negro is synonymous. That's why if you read Othello, Othello's work and Shakespeare, all that, read that. It's in there. They'll tell you black or Moor. So black was an adjective to describe the Moor. Yeah. So everybody know what an adjective is, right? Okay. The noun is. Okay. So how can black be black? Make it make sense.
Come on. Yeah.
Don't make sense.
Heavy, bro. Yeah. Hey, that's heavy.
It's very simple, brother. We make stuff complicated, brother. It's not complicated. It's very simple.
Yeah. Hey, you cooking, bro. Etymology, why is that so important? Case in point, breaking down origins of words, its roots, synonyms, all of that. Why is that so important?
Etymology is basically the origins of words. Etymon. In law school, that's the first thing you study is language.
Right.
It's lost language. Malcolm X said no good diction. Long time. Why learn diction? Because you had to understand denotations, connotations, prepositions, adjectives, nouns, pronouns. You follow me? Verbs. What things?
Yeah.
I know what a verb is. If I know what an adjective is, if I know what a noun is, and you can't call an individual an adjective. Person.
Dang,
that's
true.
Thing. You follow me? It's it's like saying, for instance, if I say resident, right? You know what a resident is?
A person who lives somewhere, it's their home, it's their property, correct? Oh wow.
Listen to me one more time. What is a resident alien? What is what does the word res mean? R-E-A. What does it mean?
R-E-S, you said?
R-E-S. What does that mean? That's the prefix, right?
Yeah, it is the prefix.
What's the res?
I don't know.
You know how simple it is? It's a thing.
What
is a dent?
It's another thing you would say?
No. It's something to identify.
Gotcha.
Identity.
Yeah.
Res, dent. A thing identified. So how could you be that?
Wow.
So
breaking down words.
For instance, if I'm in Atlanta,
right.
I can get mail sent here. President. It's a thing I'm dealing with.
Wow.
I get sent to Spain too. I have residents over there.
Wow.
I'm not there though, but I get sent there. That's what that. So that means that wherever I'm at that moment, it's like being in a fire department or a nurse. You hear say resident nurse. Do they live in a hospital?
No, they don't. That's true. A resident nurse.
Wow. Yeah, so it is resident nurse. You don't live there. You work, right? So these terms all have meaning, and that's the importance of language, and that's what Malcolm was also stating. So if you say resident, a thing identified, and if you say an address, mail could be sent to.
Wow.
That's what an address is. That don't mean that you live there. That means that I can pick my mail up anywhere. That could be at the post office. That could be anywhere. That's address, right? Yeah. So now the term would be your domicile. Something totally different. So your domicile is where you stay at.
Wow.
And this is the thing. It's a manual called the Styles Manual. Styles Manual, and how they would use words. Like for instance, you would say, if I ask you the question, what does parking mean?
You said parking?
Parking. Is it a noun, pronoun, verb?
If I'm parking, that could be a verb. Or if I'm about to park somewhere. Yeah.
So let me show you how crazy this is. How could you get a parking ticket then?
Because I already parked. It's too late. Yeah. See?
You don't get it? See how simple that is?
It'll be past it. Yeah.
So you can't get a parking ticket, but so think about how many people that's getting parking tickets and
go to court. Yeah, for parking tickets. Yeah, traffic. Yeah. Dang.
You know what it should say? It should say for the parking of the car. They know what they're doing, bro. It's a game between people. Y'all don't get it yet. But if I could keep you busy with the nonsense, you wouldn't understand it. And that's the whole key of etymology. This is why in law school, they'll also tell you this: never spell a word right. Spell liable.
Liable. Yeah. L-I-A-B-L-E, right?
You can spell it L-I-E-B-L-E too.
Yeah. Liable. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't get it?
That's true. Yeah.
See how crazy that was, how you just spelled it? So they'll tell you law school, never spell a word right. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's all a game, brother. It's language. And this is why it's very important. This is why they could never get Malcolm. Because he understood fiction. He understood these words. So if I'm saying black, what am I lacking? Self. Going on. So in order for them to erase your history, they had to give you that.
Yeah.
Black have no history. So they know that. The people that's creating the curriculums know this. That's why Rockefeller said, I don't want thinkers, I want workers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He created the school board. Work. I don't want thinkers, I want workers. So we ain't thinking. That's wrong with our people.
Too busy working.
There you go. So that's the key, to keep you busy. So so now the ones that is going to actually influence the people, because everything is based on influence.
Wow.
This is why dudes now paying for blue checks to be in what? To be influencers, right? This is why dudes pay for followers and for influence. It's not about hating the people, it's about who can I influence. And we don't realize the craziness because they're sitting back saying, they paying me $14.95 a month for a blue check. Why? You see how simple it's very simple, brother. It's not complicated. It is so simple that we don't even see it. But we think, oh, we playing with words. No, we're not talking about pun and we're not talking about semantics. It's etymology. And that is the words.
Come on, bro.
You have to know the history and the origins of words. When you look up these words, even to the Moors, you will actually see it. So black was the adjective to describe that Moor. So they dropped the Moor part and kept the black part.
Yeah.
That's all they had done. So that's all they had to do is drop it.
Yeah.
Just like a last name. And you drop the last name and keep your other name. You know, you see a person get married, Tamitha Smith Jackson, and they'll drop the Jackson part and you keep the Smith part. That's all they're doing.
Wow.
It's not complicated. Very simple.
Yeah.
You know, but we get pun and playing on words. Not pun and it's not playing on words.
Yeah. Come on, bro. During this time too, brother, you know, you have parents that's going crazy about critical race theory. You have white parents that's afraid about history being taught. And you have black parents that's afraid that black children won't learn about who they are, right? Do you think that critical race theory is something to actually be worried about in the school systems, or that we should already be trying to create our own type of curriculum and education?
It's only one race. And first of all, race was made up.
Yeah.
Race was made up, bro. And when you look up race, you will understand it. And if we want to go to the part, is only one race. And that's that hue, which you and I have, man. It's only one. Why? And it's a theory. A theory is not a fact.
Facts. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's just like white supremacy. It's not a fact.
Yeah.
Facts can be researched, analyzed, and proven, right? So when you study, and even in the eighth grade civics book will tell you facts can be researched, analyzed, and proven. If I research this right and find out there's no black people, why would I keep saying black?
Wow.
What history being taught in school? Just think about it. What history being taught in school? Slavery?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Civil rights movement.
But just think about this for a second. Yeah. If that's the case, then slavery is a pedigree. If we understood that. Okay, so we're going to teach about slavery. Well, you know what we're talking about. No, I don't. Wow. You said what you said. Slavery, right? So slavery is a pedigree. Has something to do with Indo-Europeans and Scandinavians.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So what is really being taught? So as I would look, even with the guy from Florida, I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, they should get rid of that. They should. Because it's not anything in there. And I believe that Santez knows something. I think he know something because I had to find his background. I think he was Italian. Was it Italian or something like that? I had to find out his background and where he went to. He was in the military too. I said, you can't travel the world and have a background like that and don't know the history. You know what I mean?
Too. I think he went to Harvard, if I'm not mistaken.
You can't. You follow me?
Yeah.
I don't even Harvard. Did I look that up? But you can't be in these places and not know. You see what I'm saying? So what they have to do because of a public opinion, they have to destroy the public. And that's what if you listen, it only is coming from the Democrats.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah, that is a fact.
So if you can find democracy in the Constitution, I give you $500. Can't find it.
Republic.
Democracy doesn't appear in there, right? Okay. So it don't appear. This is common sense, right? It don't appear. And it says every state of the union guarantees a Republican form of government.
Yep.
Let's go back to language again. It means back to the public. It's the people. That's what it is. It's the people. So a democracy, Malcolm talked about this also. Democracy means democracy. It's a Latin word which means the mob rules. That means if you have 9 people that disagree with that one person in a democracy, those 9 people's vote count.
Yeah.
That person vote don't count. In a Republican, 1 vote, 1 count. That's what Malcolm was talking about.
Wow.
This is what's going on. So the people that's complaining that you see are people who are qualified. I like to say, we say qualified. And qualified means that you are limited. And Malcolm always talked about being competent and qualified. Qualified means you're limited. Competent means that you go beyond. So these brothers are qualified, not competent.
Come on.
And this, look through and see what's going on with them, because you would never call this a democracy. And this is not a democratic republic either. They'll use them too. It's neither one of them. Everyone pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Not a democracy.
Yeah.
So all of these people that you see in fighting about the critical race theory are Democrats. And they're just, I can't say for sure if they paid off. I won't never say that. I don't say things that I don't know. You know, people say, well, yeah, well, maybe they paid off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I can't speak on that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure of. So I can't say that they're paid off. But I do know this is not a republic. This is not a democracy. This is a republic.
Yeah. That's good, bro. Hey, you cooking, man. And speaking of people being paid off, bro, seeing you, Amadeus, being in Spain, the Black Madonna, or the Moorish Madonna, if you will, you know, in her, and then trying to say, oh, it's from all the burnt ash and things like that that turned her skin dark, right? And then hearing you talk about tourism dollars and them having to protect tourism dollars. I'm like, yeah, bro, hey, you preaching. Why do you think that they try to protect that so much and not tell you all the truth, where you'll run into tour guides and they'll tell you, hey, you know about this topic way more than me? I'm just like, well, that's not good.
It's about money. It's about money, brother. It's all about, and that's what I felt. It's more to that video. Y'all just you just saw
a small snippet, huh?
Oh yeah, that wasn't nothing. Oh brother, the whole conversation was great. Like if we can film all of that, like what we would do, we have another part coming out though. There is another part in Seville, but just to be there and talk to those people, it was you know me, I'm telling everybody, I'm going in, and I'm making jokes as I'm inside the cathedral. But yeah, they know, and just to talk to the people. But everything is always about tourist dollars, brother.
Yeah,
that's what. If you saw certain parts in that store where you had light people in there, and then the Madonna was dark, and I said, she was praying. So I said, this is not in the video. I said, so you telling me, right? If I sit here and pray in front of this candle, I'm going to turn like her. That was the most funniest thing, like turn the blackness, right? So I said, well, everybody else didn't pray the way she prayed. You know, it was funny though. The whole time I'm there, I'm like making jokes. But that's why I brought up the history about the Moors. And he said they hit her from the Moors.
Wow.
That's what he was saying. It wasn't in that video, but this was a video that was separate. Yeah. And I'll see if I can find it so I can send it to you. When I asked a question, I said, well, why didn't they call her black and she's a Moor? You know, they didn't call people black, right? At that time frame. They would never.
The Black Madonna. Wow. That's true.
Follow me? They would call her a Negro. Negro or Moor or Moro.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, black is for the tourists. It's not for somebody who know. So everywhere you go, when you see a light-skinned, like for instance, I had a Hannibal statue in Tunis. That was for the tourists.
Wow.
That wasn't for you. I mean, for the tourists. Because they have Ethiopia, they got the light-skinned Jesus.
Right.
That is not the indigenous people. That's for the tourists because they need money. That's all this is about.
Yeah.
So money.
Wow. You're right though, man. You're right. Hannibal, right? That's another subject. And bro, I was just about to ask you about that, right? So everybody's talking about Denzel playing his Hannibal upcoming film on Netflix. You know, all the black people were excited, of course. But then in that same breath, it's this term that white people have been throwing around talking about blackwashing history or Afrocentrism. But I'm like, talking about Hannibal of Carthage. But then you have people saying, look at those people over there right now. Currently, they're lighter skin tone. So Hannibal had to be them. So for all those people who try to oppose that Hannibal had darker skin, what do you have to say to that standpoint?
Did you see everybody over there?
No.
Have you been there to see everybody over there?
No, I haven't.
Who told you about that? Who told you about it? How many people went over there and saw it? I saw it. I saw them look dark as you. Darker than you.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? You got to understand again, the Romans, the French, all the people that was amalgamating with those people.
Yeah.
At the time. it's all Europeans that's coming in to amalgamate with the indigenous people.
Right.
So at the time frame, you got to understand the time frame. Hannibal he was a brother. If you see him, you would see what he looks like.
Mm.
When I walked through Carthage with my fez on, it was insane the way the dude kept doing like this to me.
Mm.
He knew, and he pulled me to the side and he gave me a statue of Hannibal, but it was made in Italy. But what he told me, he said that was for the tourists.
Wow.
I gave it away when I came back. Yeah, I gave it away because it wasn't him.
Back to the tourism dollars, huh? Like what you said.
I think it's tourism, bro. I gave it to him. I said, yo, take it, bro. Like, I don't want that. That's not what he looked like. Because I sat in the dude's tent, the one that gave it to me. And he started giving me the history. Because I bought some stuff when I was over there. But he ran the history down. And as I'm talking to him about Hannibal and the military, because they have a tank called Hannibal in the military, in the Marines. And I was telling him the tactics they use in the military are coming in from both ends and crushing that in the middle. I said, that's tactics. That's what he was doing. So he said that, oh, they trying to whitewash it. No, Hannibal wasn't black. He's not. Stop. Yeah. I said, stop calling him black and call him a Moor, and then see what happens. Call him a Moor and see what happens.
Good. That's good.
So, I bet you they ain't gonna argue with you.
Wow.
They're not gonna. Wow. Same thing with Egypt. Stop calling the Egyptians black people, calling them Moors and see. And what happens with our people, because we're not learned in this, they will say, well, they were Arabs. Yes, we were the original Arabs. So you got to know how to counter everything they're saying. We are the Arabs. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna prove it to you. So we believe because of television that the Arabs were light skinned.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now when you say black has no history at all. And that's why when you read 100 Amazing Facts about the Negro, in J.A. Rogers' book, he tell you about the Moors of Egypt in his works, not the people of Egypt. And they say, well, brother, Egypt means the land of the black. That don't mean the people are black. We can find black sand in Hawaii. That's land. That ain't gonna do with the people.
Wow.
See, so we are doing these things because of the miseducation. We're doing. We're not asking the right questions. Like an iRobot. Ask the right question, you get the right answer. When we kept in the movie, kept saying, you didn't ask the right question. If you ask the right question, you get the right answer. You got to understand history. Once you go to Carthage, you'll see it for yourself, brother. Believe me, it will change everything that you ever was taught.
Wow.
Because they say, and it was let me see if I can find it. I'm going to read this to you real quick. So there was an article that I have when I was over there, and it says, it's not in this phone. It speaks about Africa started in North Africa, in Tunis. It's a map. It actually tells you it started there.
Wow.
North Africa. That's why, how many of us go there? How many of us actually take a trip to North Africa?
Yeah. It's either Ghana or Egypt. It's either one of the two.
I know. Why would I want to go to a place where I'm depressed at? Like, why would I go to of no return? That don't make sense to me.
The slave dungeon. Yeah.
Well, if I did 20 years in prison, I don't want to go back to the prison and stand in front of the prison.
That's a fact.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And, and I remember Umi saying this to me, Yasim's mother, when I was in Spain with her, rest in peace. She said to me, why would I want to go somewhere to be depressed? That's what she said to me. And it made sense. I said, why would I want to go there?
She's right. Yeah. I feel you. North Africa, right, Sabir? Why do they always try to, I would say, Europeanize North Africa and always have it viewed as those are the lighter skinned Africans and not admit that those were people of a darker hue? And it's not people who were speaking French and all that other stuff back then.
Hold on, say that again. You said what?
Yeah. So, all right. North Africa, right? Why is it that North Africa always tries to be like whiten up, right? Like Europeanized of, oh, it's lighter skinned Africans, and not, admitting that, hey, ancient times that these were people who had a darker hue and that these people weren't French. Who are they? I would say
they're doing it or we doing it.
Wow. Hey, that's an even better question. Who are they? Because I think sometimes that we are taught these things over time, you start to spit out those same things.
You was taught it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So who taught you that?
And regurgitate that same information when they
Here you
start.
go. I just told you what happened. What we do is that we watch TV Arabs.
Wow. It gets into that subconscious over time. Yeah.
There you go. And your conscious black people do the exact same thing.
Wow.
So I was there, and I know many of the people that's there, like Medib. He know. Medib know. If you see Medib's mother and father, bruh, they dark as you.
Wow.
That's serious. They dark as you. And I'm sitting in the house and I'm like, yo, man, this is crazy. Hey, their parents is dark as you. So who's putting this out here? So when these people go overseas, what they're doing, they're coming back and say, oh, this is not you. These Arabs. Europeans, when they go over there. But when we go, matter of fact, like I said, we don't go there. We being taught this in school. You have people, I've been a teacher and I'm a teacher. A teacher of what? They know. They know.
Wow. Wow. That's good stuff, man. Spain, again, bro, during your time in Spain, how are you received by all the Spaniards of knowing all the information? Wow.
Love.
Wow.
Love.
Wow.
Trust me, I got shown nothing but love, brother.
So, wow.
They nothing but love, and they will open up their houses to me.
Wow.
Because I'm not coming. They don't know where I'm from. They thinking I'm from Jamaica somewhere, saying, how did you know all this history? They thought I was from Tunis if I was in Morocco, or Morocco I was in Tunis. This is how they were. When I was in Turkey, they thought I was from one of the other countries. From China, they thought I was from Jamaica. They thought I was from Morocco. They thought I was from all these other countries. Never thought I was from the United States unless I talked. Wow. So when I started talking, I would say stuff like, well, I was just born in the United States. But this is where I'm from.
Wow.
I would tell them, well, I was just born in the United States. No. They'd be like, where you from? I'm from Morocco. Or if I'm somewhere out here in the streets, and they say, well, where you from? I'll be like, I'm from Tunis. You can't tell. How could you tell? Because they look just like me and you. And if you don't go there, it's like going to Senegal, Ghana. You don't see nobody over looking like you. For real.
Yeah.
But let's think about how many people run around with locks and light skin like me. If I went there, I would stand out like a mug.
That's true.
I'm gonna be real. If you want, so why wouldn't it be the same if I went to Morocco or Tunis? You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't think like that.
Yeah.
We don't think that way. And that's the bad part. We don't use this. And again, we don't use our minds. We don't use critical thinking, or we don't use our analytical skills. We don't ask the right questions. And we fail it. Because all of your scholars are still being taught by the same old European, the same oppressor.
There we go.
And that's what's happening. You can't blame this. You got to blame our own people for that.
Right. Hold ourselves accountable, for sure, man.
You have to hold accountable, brother. You definitely have to hold.
Yeah. No, for sure, bro. Online, in books, you can find pictures, photos, of course, of powerful men in the government, such as J. Edgar Hoover. You can find former presidents wearing fezzes that say Islam and that say more, right?
It's just,
bro, it blows me away. And then I'm like, okay, these men are studying our history, but then we aren't. Why is our history so sacred to the European man, I would say?
Okay, so the reason why it's sacred is because if we woke up who we truly are, we can take it back to our knowledge, bro. They can't have us woke. They cannot have us. Just imagine if you woke up, right, from a deep sleep, and you knew who you were, right? And you knew who you were. The rat overnight. So all these people with the feathers on their heads is basically studying your science. They can't. And I'm gonna be real. Some of them do want us to wake up. Some of them don't want us. But when a person, this is like a so-called black person, but black person is in a position of power. Even like a church member. Do you think they would give that power up?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. No.
They're not going to do. They're not going to give their prestige up or their power up. Why? It's the same thing with them. But you do have some that do want us to wake up. You do. And this is the whole key behind Masonry. Yeah, but there's a story behind. Hold on 1 second. So what happened in the movie, the TV series, Different Strokes? Remember?
Yeah.
The father was a Mason.
Oh, wow.
The two boys were Moors. You don't peep it? Remember, his father was in a lodge. You don't remember that? He was in a lodge. Oh, yeah, he was in a lodge. And what happened, remember he used to sit there and talk to the fish?
Yeah.
The fish was called Abraham. Remember, Arnold used to sit there. So the two boys were Moors. The father was a Mason watching over the children so they matured. That's the story. He was in a lodge. You got a lot of our people that know this, they ain't gonna tell. And we talk about the whole secret society. Anything that's secret is sacred, just drop the vowels in it. So everything is secret and the sacred. It's all the same, bro. It's nothing different. They know what time it is. They can't tell us. And that's why I said if a person has power, be it if it's our people or not. And most of our people never had anything. So now I'm gonna have power over you. And that's why most of these people that you see, rather they in a lodge, rather they are these so-called scholars, they don't want to lose that power over you, but they don't have power over the European. That's why they don't speak back at the European.
Wow.
These people talk back at these Europeans, they don't. That's why they the white supremacy game. There's no such thing as white supremacy. That's why they always have to brag about how many degrees they got from the European, but instead of talking about your history.
Wow.
They know. But they would never confront any of these Europeans. Why would they?
It's heavy, man. I only got a few more questions for you too, bro, because man, you've been phenomenal this entire time. I appreciate you for real. Alhambra told the children, bro. Alhambra told the children. Why is that book so important?
Because it's actually written in different languages too. I saw one over there with French, Mandarin, which they say Chinese. What else? They had it in French. They had it in probably 5 different languages. They had it over there. But the history, it's a lot of history that was inside the book. And it's talking about wars in the whole book. And at the end of the book, it says, when you read it again. That's what it says at the end of the book. Now, this is for children. This is a children's book.
Yes.
Adult can learn something from it too, but it's a children's book. But it's very important because it'll tell you history of the rise and the fall of the Moors. And it will tell you how they're fighting one another too in that book. Oh, yeah. And it says inside the book how the European Christians took advantage of them when they saw us fighting one another. That's why I tell people, read it, because we're doing the same thing in 2024.
History is repeating itself, yeah.
Because we're not being told the truth.
That's a fact. Yeah.
And our people are always out for ourselves. And we don't realize that. We out for ourselves. And the only time, this is why I even said it earlier today, we only want to get on board with something when the stuff is running smooth. And the real people's putting the work in the back end. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
To sell you something that sounds good, you'll back it. That's not how we operated. Yeah. And I said this when I was on my live. I said we paid forward with everything we do. We paid forward. So when I was using the example of how rappers pay forward, they pay the attorneys millions of dollars ahead of time. You don't never see them going in them rooms and saying, but no, they pay it ahead of time. So when they get in trouble, that's when they say, listen, now you owe me something.
Wow.
This is the same game, brother. But we was doing that. And we using this time, it's called zakat. You give here, brother. And some people do still practice it. Let me tell you something. The crazy part I learned, and you learn something being around certain celebrities. I was with Michael Collier, and Michael Collier said he always keeps ones in his pocket. And I said, for what? We in Philadelphia. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. He said he used to be homeless at one time while he was in his, in his stage when he was going through what he's going through. Most of them, Charlie Wilson, like that, all of them, right? After they get duped by the system. So Michael said he would give the homeless people $2 or $3. I think it was $2 or $3, something like that. Yeah. And everywhere in every state he went to, he said, because you know why? Your blessings come a total different way. But we what we want to get from somebody right now. No, your blessings may come. And even when I tell people when I'm doing stuff, my blessings come different ways. It could be something up a door for me that y'all think is a celebrity. Say, why is Sabir here? And that's what people question. Why is he over here? Because that blessing was there. So that door is going to be open for me because I'm not looking for something at this particular moment. So you do work. And that's what I learned from just being around them. Even when I was overseas, do it. Don't look for anything. We look for things. You see what I'm saying? And that's why things that you look for and want will get you more in trouble and more in debt.
Wow. Come on.
That's why you don't do that. You do it because it's out of the kindness of your heart.
That's right.
And this is why in Asian culture, they say the heart, they talk about your heart. Is your heart pure? You see what I'm saying? If your heart is not, the movie called The Assassin's Creed, I think it was, when that scene, the girl kept touching his heart, talking about your heart is pure. Our heart's pure, brother. It is just, I can feel people, and that's what is happening.
Yeah.
I am living in a crazy society, brother, but the thing is that still got to keep going.
Yeah.
And even when people ask me about what I was doing with you, I said, no, I feel that, brother. I don't have to be around. They said, well, are you charging them? No. For what? Honestly, because it's a gateway to get the job. It's the same thing I gave the young guy today when I was live. He's like my nephew. No, when he put that, when people was talking about me going back to Philly, I said, yo, I'm gonna go to Philly. He took the phone and put it on a speaker. This dude is a straight hood dude. And I know we grew up together selling drugs in the whole 9 yards. But he travels the world, but he took his phone and put it on speaker so those young cats that's in Philly can see or hear from someone, or I would be there, here, whatever, and hear me say, no, travel the world. That's my gift to them. Now, what they would do is take what I just said and say, well, I heard this guy here say this, who came from the same streets I came from. You see what I'm saying? So we look for things now. You don't look for the now. You do it later because your blessings.
That's a bar, man. That's a bar.
And I don't operate like that, brother.
Yeah.
I don't operate. I do what I'm supposed to do, and that's how it is. That's why I said we have no culture.
Yeah.
We have no culture, we have no history, we have no morals, we have no principles. What is Black culture? What is it?
Yeah.
We have that. And that's why people laugh at us. And that's actually why Tyrese said what he said. That's why he said Latinos. That's why he said Arabs. I just told you when I was overseas, what did they do? They opened up their doors to me. I gave up an Airbnb when I was in Tunis. Mahdi's family opened up the door, gave me my own. They gave me everything in it. Oh, you need a heater in your room? Not a problem. Boom. Yo, you need what? I got you over here. Hey, you want some couscous? Whole plate of couscous, big plate. This is how they are.
Wow.
They open their doors to you. And that's the only way you're going to learn these things if you travel, understand culture. Black people have no culture. We don't. I believe, I'm going to say their culture is selfishness. I'm going to say that. That's the culture right there, selfishness.
Wow. And
you can't talk to people. Like me speaking like this is foreign language to some people. They will never get it. But if I'm talking to somebody let me say, if I went to Canada and I'm talking to somebody, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. You know why? Because the majority of those people are from the Caribbean, and most of those people are from the, Africa, and they be like, we got what you're saying. What's up? What you need? That's how they operate.
Wow. Hey, you going in, bro. This is excellent, man.
But principles is the key, bro.
Yeah.
That's the key.
On principles, right? How did we fall? How did we fall in 1492? Was it from a lack of principles and infighting? Like what led to that? Yeah.
You know, part of that Noble Drelly said, we strayed after the gods of Europe that we knew nothing of.
Wow.
We strayed after gods. You made money your God. You made your degree your God. You made all these things your God. That's not what it is, bro. Some more stayed their ground, brother, but some people didn't. Some more accept Christianity. If you study history, tell you that some Moors did not. Some people died. Some people converted to what you would call Moriscos. They call it Moors or Spanish Moors. Just to hide it. Some people hid their Islam. Some people hid their who they. You couldn't hide who you are, but they hid their creed. And we just got lax. We got very relaxed with it. And this is why Umi also said to me, it's funny because I love quoting her when she talks to me. Most of mine was so cool. She said how people in the States were, no, it was a sister from the UK said this one. Black people in the States are creatures of comfort. Mm. This girl, she was a barrister. Mm. Said black people are creatures of comfort. Oh, tell them we don't need it. Tell them you know, but housekeeping, bro.
You know, did.
Black, you know, they said black people are creatures of comfort. Mm. Towels. They said tunnels for towels. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's real. You know, again, man, I love doing this, man. We should do this more often. I'm fine with all of this.
Wow. No, for sure, bro. Hey, I enjoyed this conversation, man. Truly excellent, bro. And between 1492 to 1619, right, we have things like the 1619 Project. But then I'm like, but hold on. If we fell in 1492, what happened in between that time period between 1492 to 1619?
A lot, brother. That's why I said a lot of stuff happened. The education, the fall. That's why I said that whole 1690 Project, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, why does she talk about it? If she's a, why she didn't talk about it before 1492? You see what I'm saying? Like, I really want to talk with her to find out why she started our history. I understand, but I want to hear from her. Because, again, John Henry Clark said, if a man don't treat you right, he ain't going to teach you right.
That's right.
So he's not going to tell you anything about before the 1600s. Unless I sit in her and ask her what happened between that time frame. A lot of it happened around that time frame. A lot of it. That's why I told you about Zadiab, the black bird. Yeah. That's why I told you about Abbas ibn Fanas was before 1492. All these things was before that. So it's a lot of history that's been wiped out because of education. And you got to understand the time frame of slavery. You know?
Yeah. Wow. During Black History Month right now, Sabir, how do we properly educate our children and not just focus or hyper fixate on just slavery in 1619 and actually teach things prior to that time period, and not just focus on Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement too?
Bring up, there's a book. I tell everybody to get this book called Nature Knows No Color Line, bro. Read it the whole, trust me. Read this book for a month, bro. It will open up. This month is over, believe me, they will have a different perspective on everything. They will understand the history of Russia, Germany, London, England, all over. Even here, it speaks about it here, over here too. It will actually tell you Europeans will paint their faces to look like us. You see, it's in there. Everything is in there. So I would say focus on Nature Knows No Color Line. That's a hell of a book to read for this month by J.A. Rogers. And you notice nobody talks about him.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's another good point. You're right. Nobody brings him up as
a scholar. Do you know how many books this man has, bro?
Wow. I don't.
Know Your History, Sex and Race, Nature Line, and Real Ethiopia, 100 Facts. You know how many books this man has, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
And you not talking about him? He talks about us through all the books.
Wow.
He talks about slavery. He even tell you where the word slave come from.
Yeah.
When they captured the Germans. That's what the word slave means, is a pedigree. How you don't bring him up? So again, your paycheck determines the amount of truth you're willing to tell.
Eesh.
So the 1619 Project will never talk about this because she has to talk about slavery because she get paid for talk about slavery. That's why.
Come on.
That's why nothing's getting done. And I keep saying this over and over and over again. I would love to sit and talk with her and ask her why she's talking about that.
Yeah. Wow. Our Black scholars, bro, like, how do we try to reprogram them and not constantly teach the same regurgitated information? Or it's too late?
You know what I was told? Leave them alone and just keep teaching. Leave them alone. Just simple. Leave them alone and just keep teaching.
Yeah.
There's no way of reaching them, bro. They can't make money off of this information. They can't make money off the truth. So you just have to leave. They're gonna die off. Wow. Gonna die. Let them die. You know, teach the young. Youth. That's what we got to do. Teach the youth.
Yeah.
The youth is they're the ones not these old.
There we go, bro. Sabir, very last question, man. What does the future of our people look like in your eyes, in your own personal opinion?
I don't know the future. I can't tell the future. I tell.
Hey, we just gotta
I have to live in the present.
Mm.
I can't tell. I really can't talk. I really can't. This is me. I can't. I try to figure it out every day. If I can go to the future and come back, I say, yeah, that's cool. But I don't know. Right now, what I'm seeing, brother, what I'm seeing, be left behind. And I never forget this Ethiopian lady told me in Boston, and she used the word black. She said, if black people in America don't wake up, they're going to be left standing by themselves. That's what she said. If you can't see what is happening right now, I can't help you, because the migrants is here and they don't need no black person. They don't need, it's a wrap. So maybe they be dead or in jail. Who knows? I don't know.
Wow.
You know? But I can only project what's going to happen to me. I'm going to give you something to eat. That's all.
Hey,
I don't know about black people.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen to them, brother. But what I'm seeing right now, it don't look good.
Ain't looking too good. Nah, I feel you, bro. 1000%, brother. Well, on the way out, man, where can everybody follow you, keep up with you, upcoming projects, Cash App, all that good stuff?
The Cash App is $sign Sabir Bey. It may say Sabir Bey Radio. It may say, let me spell it for y'all. Matter of fact, you're going to put it in the description anyway.
Yep. I'm going to post it up.
Sabirbey. Sabirbey. That's the Cash App. And the Zelly is sabirbeyradio@gmail.com. sabirbeyradio@gmail.com. That's the Zelly and the PayPal. And the YouTube channel is Sabir Bey. Just simple. Sabirbey.
Yep.
Simple.
I got you. Bro, Sabir, man, I appreciate you, man. Phenomenal conversation. Next time when you come back in the city, we'll be able to do it in person too. So I got you on that, bro.
No doubt. I see you got the toe on your neck too.
Oh, I think she obviously. Yeah, you said it's the toe on the neck.
No, I said the toe. That's on your neck. That's the
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
It's called the.
And then, bro, with yours, man, I remember Ethiopia, like how you had the symbol and the necklace all the time. I already know white people, they probably used to go crazy when they saw that. Like, how do you know about that? Yeah, they're probably like, how you know about that?
Huh? Yeah, they know. They know because they go by, because they go there.
Yeah.
You don't see those Europeans when they be over there dressing like us and taking pictures. They all over there, bro. We don't go to these places. We go to Jamaica. We go to Vegas. we go to LA. We don't be trying to get places in no culture. They be trying to, hey, listen, they said in the 1920s, they would go to Morocco and study everything about the culture in Morocco. That's where Casablanca come from. I was at the where they made Casablanca. I was there. It's the White House. It's still standing there. It only means the White House. It's all out there. They know. We don't go there. I don't want to go there, brother, because they Arabs. We crazy, man.
Oh, man. Hey, I enjoyed this though, bro. Got to do this, sometime in the future as well. So I'll definitely stay in touch with you. But man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing phenomenal work. So you always got a #1 supporter out of me, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man. All right,
yes, sir. All right, bro. Peace.
Peace, brother.